If you're looking for a delightfully disturbing read, we have the perfect book for you. Quackery is an amazing book that provides a brief history of the worst ways to cure everything, and I mean literally the worst ways. Here to tell us more about this book is co-author. We have Nate Peterson. And Nate, I know I've already been telling you how excited I am about your book, because literally it's very rare for a book to come across my desk that I'm so excited about. And this book is a phenomenal read, all the way from the content to the visuals to the humor. It's just fantastic. But tell our viewers, though, what is Quackery about?
Okay, well, as the subtitle says, it's a brief history of the worst ways to cure everything. So in the book, my co-author Lydia Kang and I explore some of the backwaters and side channels of medical history, focusing on the macabre, a little bit spooky, and we approach all of it with a sense of humor.
Well, you kind of have to when you read and hear about some of the ways that people used to treat illnesses. I mean, it's mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing, some of the practices and the applications that they did, right?
Right.
Okay, so where in the world did you get the idea, though, to make a collective such as this?
Right, so my co-author Lydia is an internal medicine physician in Nebraska, and she's also a young adult author. My wife is a young adult author as well. We met through those channels and discovered a mutual love of the morbid backwaters, as I was saying earlier, of history. So we thought it would be fun to explore that together, and we looked at doing a book on quackery and looking at some of the wacky things that people have come across over time in this internal quest, right, to live longer or to feel healthier or to look more beautiful. We're always willing to try something new in those quests. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I know some of these treatments are really mind-blowing, and today, I mean, for instance, people drinking radiation water, like water literally with radiation in it, in hopes of being energized, having radiation toothpaste, morphine for babies, eating tapeworms. I mean, they all sound really bizarre right now, but when, you know, in your foreword, you're talking about how people, we want to live longer, we want to be healthy, we want to look better, feel better, and you take those risks and do those things.
Absolutely.
This day and age. So what are we doing right now that we're going to look back on 100 years from now and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that, right?
Exactly, right. I mean, who knows? You know, time will give us the answer to that question, but it's important to look back now with the sense of superiority, you know, over our ancestors, but with a little bit of humility and a little bit of humor, thinking about how it's pretty easy to imagine yourself in line to drink some irradiated water or grabbing some morphine to help you quiet down your crying infant. You know, these are, at the time, were thought to be pretty okay, you know, and so who knows what in the future we'll look back on in horror at today.
So this collection is, I mean, all the way from like the beginning of man to current time and practices that you dive into some of these applications and uses of just, you know, drugs, all the way to eating dirt to tools. And when you were doing this, though, what was it like? Because you had to have stumbled upon some of this going, wait a minute, what did I just find out? Is that true? And then fact check and go, wait a minute, is this seriously, there's no way that this could actually be true.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and part of the fun of having a co-author when you get to look at something like medical quackery is you get to kind of try to shock or surprise your co-author. So who can come up with the most ridiculous or most absurd treatment that actually was valid, you know, that people actually tried to do. So that made it fun. You know, we tried to impress each other with what we could find.
Well, you did a really good job, because the collection is unbelievable. Really quick, I want to know, what is one of the most mind-blowing things that you came across when you were writing that?
There are so many mind-blowing things. As a runner, one of my favorite cures was the idea that you could take strychnine as an energy tonic, as a way to kind of have a pick-me-up halfway through a long race. And if any of you out there have run a long race, try to imagine next time you're out there and underneath the sun, ingesting a little bit of strychnine to keep you going. Not a good idea. Please don't actually do that.
No,
but
no, but to actually think that that was prescribed. And this was during an Olympic run as well. So we're talking trainers that were supposed to be in the know, and this was the thing to do. My husband's training for a marathon right now, so I had to share that with him. I was like, baby, read this. Read this. Before you down your goo, read this. You know?
Well, what I love about it, too, is the runner you're referencing in 1904, his trainers told him not to drink any water. So his only source of liquid was strychnine diluted in French brandy. So have that around mile 18 of your marathon and see how you finish.
Yeah, exactly.
Finish strong.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's completely mind-blowing, as mentioned. Such a curious read, and one I highly, highly suggest and recommend that people pick up. Not only if you love history, but if you're intrigued by medical practices, or you just look for something really intriguing. I mean, across the board, love it. The visuals, as mentioned, are great. I love the old advertisements, too. It's just such a beautiful walk in the past and just kind of a glimpse into the future too, for people to kind of reflect on what they're practicing and maybe kind of think twice about it.
Absolutely.
You know? Okay, but you're doing a book signing locally.
I am.
So where can people find you?
So tonight at 6 p.m. at the Central Library Galleria, we're having a book signing, and hopefully you can come down.
Yep, Sacramento Public Library. Make sure you check it out tonight, 6 p.m. Quackery. Make sure you get a copy. Where can people get a copy too?
You can buy a copy anywhere. You can buy copies tonight. Tonight will also be a lecture, a presentation, so it'll be about 30 or 45 minutes of me talking about some of these crazy, wacky cures from the past, followed by the book signing. So
excellent. And by the way, I have to tell you, I love the history of Coca-Cola. It's not a rumor. There's truth to the whole cocaine reference. So you got to read about it in the book. Thank you so much, Nate. Seriously, very impressed. Great job.
Appreciate
yes,
it.
and tell Lydia, great job.